The ending of the Tournament of Power in the manga is much better than in the anime. Although the anime version is very good, it cannot manage to surpass the manga. In the last chapter I brought to the channel, hundreds of people commented asking for the ending of the Tournament of Power, so let us go. At the climax of Goku's fight against Jiren, Jiren throws a blast of energy toward Goku with Vegeta behind him waiting. Goku looks at that energy and immediately manages to vanish. Vegeta is left standing there watching, and we see an explosion over the arena, but Vegeta manages to dodge at the last moment. Everyone in the Universe 11 stands is watching, Vegeta is protecting his head, and the Universe 7 team, including the big disappointment Gohan, are also surprised, and we can see that the Angels are insane, as they had already quickly moved to the other side of the arena, while the other characters had just noticed the attack. Suddenly, Goku arrives behind Jiren, preparing the majestic Kamehameha. Jiren looks back surprised, and across the entire arena of the World of Void, the brilliance of Goku's attack can be seen. While Whis observes, Beerus and Krillin have their mouths wide open. Vegeta too. Belmod, the god of Universe 11, and Kai, the supreme Kai of that universe, are also stunned. Then a hole appears in the arena with smoke surrounding it. Goku can still be seen in his Kamehameha pose. Piccolo says, Jiren, he is gone. Tien asks, did he fall? And everyone is surprised. The Kai of Universe 11 is very surprised, but it seems Belmod is a bit calmer. And Margarita says, do not worry. The angel adds, look, he is hanging over there. So we see that Jiren managed to save himself. He says, attacks that exploit openings are not proof of true strength, and since you cannot fly in the Tournament of Power, he climbs up by jumping through the hole that Goku made. Suddenly, Jiren emerges. He arrives furious and raises his ki, and Goku remains silent, keeping the calm of Ultra Instinct. Jiren leaps with everything, and with all of his strength, throws an attack toward Goku. The attack hits the arena, and Goku manages to dodge. Jiren does not like that one bit, and keeps pressuring Goku with a barrage of kicks, but Goku manages to dodge all the attacks and block with his hands. Jiren comes with punches, kicks, and every blow he can, but Goku manages to defend against all of them. When Jiren leaves his first opening, Goku blocks and counters with a backhand strike that hits Jiren dead on. Krillin gets excited and says, impressive, that blow hit him right on. Beerus says, great, now knock him down quick. Jiren is feeling the impact of the attack. He looks, but manages to regain his balance, coming back with a strike that catches Goku by surprise, but Goku manages to dodge again, and with yet another incredible counter, Goku lands a blow on Jiren's chin. Tien says, that is it, Goku is landing more attacks now. Another excellent strike, says Krillin, but Whis does not seem to have a good reaction. Goku and Jiren continue. Jiren fires an energy attack, and Goku leaps. Whis says, unfortunately, it will not be that simple. Beerus asks, what did you say? And Krillin is also alarmed. Unfortunately, Jiren's potential is immeasurable. He is reacting faster now through sheer determination. However, when Goku's body is only reacting, it becomes a bit difficult for him. We can see that Goku is now being pressured and that he is running out of energy. He may have achieved Ultra Instinct, but Goku has not trained enough to handle it properly. Seriously, asks Krillin. And Jiren continues with his storm of attacks. Goku quickly dodges Jiren's attack. Then he quickly lands a heel kick right on Jiren's spine, which makes his legs tremble. Goku looks, but Jiren manages to grab Goku's leg and capturing him, throws him far away. Goku takes no damage, but Master Roshi seems surprised. Android 18 seems unfazed. Goku sees that the situation is not looking good, and Jiren is clearly very tired. He says, you could never equal my path in the pursuit of power. That is why I cannot lose to you. The Kai says, good, Jiren is still in the fight, and Belmod says, obviously we were not expecting Ultra Instinct, but he cannot defeat Jiren with the trick he just pulled. They continue exchanging attacks. Wise says, this is now a war of attrition. Will Jiren run out of energy first, or will Goku's Ultra Instinct wear out before that? They continue frantic in combat. We can see that in every corner of the arena, the battle is happening at a mind-blowing speed, and Krillin asks, what? They disappeared? I can hear them, but I cannot see them. And Beerus says, your eyes cannot keep up with their speed. Piccolo says, I lost them too. Which one of them is winning? Not even Gohan can see. Shin, Beerus, and Whis are still watching, and Whis says, oh damn. Vegeta is surprised because Goku has now taken a hit and is about to be eliminated, but Vegeta manages to catch the blow. He looks down and sees that Goku was nearly eliminated and says, you fool, what is the meaning of this? And Goku is very tired. Tien notices that Goku is no longer using Ultra Instinct, which leaves Krillin and Beerus very surprised. Jiren smiles. Jiren has come out on top. Yes, good. The Universe 11 bench celebrates. Vegeta says, I thought Ultra Instinct would guarantee our victory. And Goku says, my bad, I think I need to train more. I gave everything I had. For justice, for my master, I cannot allow myself to lose. I will become the perfect force for the justice that my master sought. You will become? What do you mean? Have you not already become it? And Jiren answers, not yet for now, because I will leave here victorious. And Vegeta said, so that is the wish you will make? Jiren answers, wrong. My wish will be the resurrection of my Master Gicchin, who was killed by a demonic monster. You plan to revive your master? Asks Vegeta. And why would you do that? This conversation is over, says Jiren. Dispo says, Jiren, I did not know this guy was still traumatized by the death of Master Gicchin. Casserole comments, but why now, after all this time? time, and Toppo answers. There was one thing that Jiren never achieved. What? Asked Dispo. The official approval of his master. Approval? Master Gicchin never recognized Jiren as a successor. Oh really? Why not? I do not know for certain, but Jiren understood that he was not strong enough, so he dedicated himself to perfecting his strength. Since then he grew and became absurdly powerful. He probably wants his master to see him now and grant that approval. This surprises Dispo. He says, there is something kind of normal about that. I never thought this guy wanted anything in life. I do not know his whole story, but that sounds like a selfish wish, comments Vegeta. You want to bring your master back to life just so he can tell you that you are a good boy. Silence, says Jiren. It turns out that you are relying on others more than anyone. Enough, the time for talking is over. Jiren explodes in fury and raising his ki, goes toward Vegeta to end it all. Let us go, Kakarot, on your feet. Let us fight together. Vegeta invites him. He is very weakened. Less than 3 minutes. We have to hit him with all the strength we have left. Understood, says Goku. Then Jiren comes toward the two of them. Jiren, Goku, and Vegeta are enraged. Then they begin a fight against Jiren. Gohan is surprised. He says it was Vegeta who suggested they team up. And Piccolo says he set aside his pride in the hope of winning. And they keep fighting with everything in a very synchronized combat. Jiren seems to be at a disadvantage. Krillin says Jiren is on the ropes now. They are not going to make it. That is because I told them to work together from the very start. Go, do it, take him down. Beerus cheers them on. Goku and Vegeta keep trading blows against Jiren. The Kai comments, what? Their attacks are in perfect sync because they were fighting alone before. This was a strategy. Belmod says, when fighting together, the sum of the parts is greater than the whole. I hate to admit it, but Master Gicchin may have been right all along. Everyone is surprised, and Belmod says, alright, I will reveal why old Gicchin never recognized Jiren. Jiren was always the lone fighter, and it was Gicchin who made him join the Pride Troopers. Can anyone guess why? Was it not to help Jiren improve his strength? No, that is not the lesson Gicchin hoped to teach. And what was the lesson? Teamwork. And they are all surprised. Jiren simultaneously takes a punch from Goku and Vegeta. Being thrown far away, Vegeta seems more relieved and Goku is happy. He comments, that 2 against 1 training with Whis is really paying off, right, Vegeta? And Beerus is surprised. He looks back and says, Whis, that training with them was all about making them work using combined movements, and they were not even good at it. Come with me, Kakarot. Keep this up and we will throw him out of the arena in no time. Yes, let us send him out of here once and for all. And so chapter 41 ends, and we move to the decisive chapter, chapter 42, titled The End of the Battle and Its Consequences. Jiren is tired. The Kai says, so Gicchin, Jiren's master, wanted to teach him about teamwork and not just how to get stronger. Yes, comments Belmod. Jiren used his incredible strength and the sense of justice bestowed upon him by his master to maintain law and order in our universe. But he has a tendency to take on that burden alone. Without mincing words, he does not trust anyone but himself, and yet he will never know when he will depend on others. Margarita says, I did not expect to hear that from you, Belmod-sama. Do not be ridiculous. I am only repeating Gicchin's ideas. As a god of destruction, I would never subscribe to such a feeble thought. However, you two were friends, Margarita counters. That was a long time ago, perhaps. Goku and Vegeta keep pressuring Jiren. The battle is frantic. Jiren keeps defending, but he gets tired of it and throws Goku and Vegeta far away. The two realize that Jiren is still very strong and very dangerous. No matter how many of you come at me, my power will overcome everything. It seems Jiren never learned that particular lesson, comments the Kai. Apparently Gicchin wanted him to figure things out on his own. That idiot leaving things unfinished and then kicking the bucket. Margarita says, and those killed by demons cannot be revived by our power, of course. Jiren says, yes, although I still have faith, Jiren can handle this alone. Then Jiren explodes and raises his power. He still had a lot of power left, comments Goku. No matter how much power he spends, there is always more, says Vegeta. Jiren says, I have no limits. Goku and Vegeta then prepare themselves. Are they getting into the stances for their attacks? Goku says, look at us doing something like this. Vegeta answers, only because blasting him with Ki explosions is our only option. Vegeta says, do not hold anything back now. And Goku says, alright, I am pouring all of my energy into this final attack. We see the mighty Jiren walking toward Goku and Vegeta. Goku says, here we go. Goku's Kamehameha and Vegeta's Gamma Burst Flash go toward Jiren. With everything, he stands still and prepares to hold the attack. Jiren screaming, leaps. He runs and goes with everything toward the attack. Vegeta puts everything into the attack with all of his strength, and the world of Void is partially covered by the energy blast from Goku and Vegeta. Everyone is blinded by the attack. Then Krillin asks, well, did it work? The dust dust settles, and from the clouds Jiren emerges, having managed to hold the attack. Seriously, asks Goku. Vegeta is surprised and says, damn. And that raised hand of Jiren was to land an attack, and he hits Vegeta dead on. Goku looks back. Vegeta is eliminated, damn it. Goku punches Jiren, who blocks it with ease. Time is running out, and the last universe standing will be Universe 11. Mark my words. Jiren squeezes Goku's hand. With the other hand, Goku tries to hit Jiren, but is blocked again. Goku is being pushed off the arena. He is going to fall. Do not push Goku off, says Beerus. Finish him, Jiren, says Belmont. Goku, now out of strength, says, this is bad. I have no strength left at all. But suddenly behind Jiren, we see a death ball. Goku looks up surprised. Piccolo, Tin, and Krillin are also surprised. From behind a rock, Frieza emerges. What the hell? Now, Son Goku, grab Jiren and do not let him escape. Goku and Jiren look back surprised. That guy is still in the tournament, asks Belmont, who is in shock along with the Kai. Goku then grabs Jiren firmly. Jiren says, damn it, now Frieza, do it. When I win, my wish to come back to life had better be fulfilled. He prepares the attack. The Kai and Belmont are in shock. Everyone is rooting for Frieza and Goku. Frieza prepares the strike and fires, and the ball of energy he had prepared goes toward Jiren with everything. But even while being held, Jiren still manages to grab the blast. Goku is holding him, and everyone from Universe 7 is surprised by the situation. Jiren resists. Belmont screams, hold on, Jiren. Jiren manages to repel Frieza's death ball upward. Good, says Belmont. But Jiren is relieved. But suddenly we see Frieza in his golden form charging toward Jiren. Jiren is startled and takes a full blow to the stomach that causes impact even on Goku, who is behind him. We can see Jiren, Frieza, and Goku. Jiren is surprised. Belmont too. He thinks, what the hell? Beerus is surprised, Krillin too, and Frieza smiles, saying, this was my plan from the very beginning. And Goku asks, why did you do that? Now there is nobody left. And suddenly from under a rock, Android 17 emerges. Jiren is surprised. 17. He is alive, asks Krillin. Everything went well, Frieza. That is right. Although you are the last survivor, I will hardly feel good about it, says Frieza. Well done, you two, comments Goku. Unlike you, we prefer strategy over reckless brawls. Jiren becomes furious and screams. Then Jiren, Frieza, and Goku are eliminated. Jiren arrives at the Universe 11 bench, and Goku and Frieza at the Universe 7 bench. And as soon as that happens, the pillar descends and time is up. Time is up and the tournament comes to an end, says the Grand Priest. Phew, finally it is over, says Android 17. Wow, Android 17 was hiding the whole time. What a fun plan they made, comment the Xenos. Surprising, that is true. We cannot sense him, so we could not have known he was still alive, comments the Grand Priest. Right, androids do not have ki like the rest of us, so we could not sense him, says Tien 17. That whole self-destruction story, as if I would do something like that. Besides, I lost that function a long time ago. You are the one who wished to get rid of the bomb installed in me. You remember? Oh right, says Krillin. Talk about a bad performance, comments Android 18. Apart from babysitting my kids, sometimes my job keeps me busy, so I will call you. Everyone looks at Jiren on the bench. With his shoulders hunched, he says, I lost. I am sorry. I understand. You feel like you cannot trust us, right? But seriously, have more faith. We are your allies, says Dispo. So you will not be able to revive Gicchin? That is fine. That is fine. Now I know what I was missing. My master's presence is not necessary. Do not act all heartless, Jiren. Inheriting the mantle of justice was not the only reason you wanted to revive Gicchin. You blame yourself for Gicchin's death, right? Well, my master did not want to be revived. You know that. Jiren stays silent. The Grand Priest approaches, and Belmont says, it is time for us to go. I think this is the end. The Grand Priest says, Universe 11, all of your fighters have fallen. Now disappear. And in the blink of an eye, everyone is gone, except for Makarita. I really wanted to fight you one-on-one, Goku says with regret. And Android 17, standing and looking at the Grand Priest, hears the words. What does the winner, Universe 7, wish for? Bring back the other universes, says Android 17 directly. What did you say? The final remaining competitor receives a granted wish, correct? That is my wish, to bring back the others. This can be done, can it not? The Grand Priest looks and smiles. Yes, naturally it is possible. No wish is beyond the power of Super Shenron. With that, all the erased universes were brought back into existence, and each team of fighters returned home. The Grand Priest says, that wish elevated Universe 7 in the rankings. Now, it is the third from the bottom on the list. Everyone is then flying back. Goku asks, why did you change your wish, 17? I thought you wanted a big boat or something. I changed my mind, mainly because I did not want those fools making all the decisions. Shin asks, you mean the Xenos? Vegeta says, we have more ships than we could ever use. I am sure Bulma would be willing to give you one. Seriously, asks Android 17. And Vegeta says, it is an insignificant request coming from the savior of our universe. Yeah, Vegeta was cool about that, right? Now here comes Frieza. The most important thing of all, Son Goku. I believe you promised that I would be resurrected after this, correct? Of course, I just have to gather the Dragon Balls real quick. Suddenly, Whis with his staff removes Frieza's halo. That means you have come back to life? A gift from Lord Beerus, says Whis. And Beerus says it was an excellent strategy. Frieza is surprised and says, says, "Are you sure about this? I have every intention of practicing more evil." And Goku says, "And when that time comes, I will beat you again." Capsule Corporation, everyone is back all at once, says Bulma. Frieza returned to his own planet. Android 17 went to his island. Goku says, "Man, that Jiren guy was strong, no doubt about it." And Vegeta says, "Yeah, could we have handled him?" Beerus says, "It just shows how vast the universes are. Not just the universes. I mean, look at Android 17. The guy does not do much, and he is somehow just as strong as us." And Bulma arrives saying, "Does not do anything? At least the man can hold a steady job, unlike a pair of Saiyans I know." And the two look back. "Why did you bring him up? Bulma still has not forgiven me for promising Android 17 that ship without asking first." And Goku says, "My bad. See you later, Vegeta. We should train."